Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ease Into It, Vinyasa Flow. My name is Joanna, and today we are working on waking up our shoulders because our shoulders very often are very tight because we are spending hours and hours sitting and hunched over our desks. So very often we really need to work quite a bit harder to wake them up. So join me in a comfortable cross-legged position. And we're going to start with our warm-up breath. We're going to use the breath of fire. And if you want to sit on something, I always encourage that because this really opens up the breathing passage all the way to our belly and to our pelvic floor. The breath of fire is a stimulating breath that sends the blood flow to our hands and our knees and stimulates our sympathetic nervous system and prepares us for exercise. The breath focuses on sharp exhales using our abdominal muscles, and it sounds something like this. For the breath, we're only using our nose. Our mouth remains closed at all times, and the inhale happens by itself in between, so you don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to use snapping my finger for each exhale. If you want, you can close your eyes, or if you want, you can even place your hand on your belly to give that emphasis to your breath on the exhales. Let's begin. Inhale fully. Exhale. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return back to your normal breath. Relax your shoulders, your neck. And let's go again. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally. And one more round. Inhale halfway. And exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe normally. And place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your abdomen. And you can repeat after me. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Release your hands. If you are sitting on something, remove that and open your eyes. And we're going to start just with warming up our shoulders and waking them up for our practice today. So we're going to start with the shoulder hug. So inhale, bring your hands in front of you in the prayer position and bring them to the side. Squeeze your shoulder blades. And exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up your hands. Maybe you can squeeze your shoulder blades even more. And exhale, give yourself a hug the other way. Inhale, open up your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. And exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. And exhale, give yourself a hug. Do one more on each side. Inhale, open up your chest. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Spread your shoulder blades as far apart as possible. And slowly release. Bring your hands in a letter T, and we're going to start making little circles in one direction. You can start slowly making them bigger and bigger. Draw with each circle. And if you're already touching the mat, Switch the direction, and now we're going to go from big circles slowly to smaller and smaller circles. Okay, and stay with those tiny circles, and this time we're going to flap our hands up and down, almost like a bird going flying. And we're flying with really using our scapula. We don't want to engage our elbows. We really want to make sure that our shoulders are working, the scapula on our back is working. And make them smaller or bigger, whatever feels good for you. So you may find that sweet spot that requires a little bit extra work. And slowly release. Bring your hands to the mat and push yourself to downward dog. And in this first downward dog, if you want to keep your knees slightly bent, that's good. The heels don't really have to touch the mat yet. We're just starting and getting warmed up. So in this downward dog, we're going to establish our ocean breath. It's a 4-4 breath through our nose, and we're going to use this breath throughout the whole practice today. So as we're moving from pose to pose, we're going to try to remember to breathe in this pattern. So we're going to inhale on the count of 4 through the nose and exhale through the nose on the count of 4. And on both inhale and exhale, we're going to try to construct our back throat and make that ocean sound. And if the sound doesn't always come, don't worry, it will come with practice. So let's practice a couple of rounds together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And practice one quietly by yourself. Now the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees and walk slowly towards your hands. When your feet are in line with your hands, slowly start rising up to the standing position. Bring your feet together, and we're going to start with our modified sun salutations A. Inhale your hands to the side and up, prayer position, look up. Exhale, bring your hands in the letter T and bring your chest so it's parallel to the mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your thighs, lift up your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, gently look up. Exhale, hands back in the letter T. Inhale, bring your hands to the side and up, come to the standing position and gaze up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. And we're going to build on that. Inhale your hands to the side and up, prayer position, look up. Exhale, hands in the letter T, bring your chest halfway. And exhale, hands to the mat, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back and lower it down to the mat. Put your back leg flat on the mat and rise up with your hands to the side and up. Over your head, you can gently gaze up. Very good. And on the inhale, lean forward. Place your right hand on the mat. Bring your left hand up over your head and follow it with your gaze. For a deeper twist, you can take your left hand and put it on your back. And take your left hand up, place it on the mat, and switch it with the other hand. Take your right hand up over your head and the same twist to the right. And the same thing, you can place your hand on your back for a deeper twist. Lift your hand up, place it back on the mat. Rise your hands to the side and up. And bring them up. Lower them down to the cactus arms. We're going to start playing with our shoulders a little bit here. So bring your shoulders up and bring your hands up over your head. Lower your shoulders down, keeping your hands up. Bring your hands down to the cactus arms. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Lift your hands up. Lower your shoulders down, keeping your hands up. And hands in the cactus arms. And one more time. Shoulders to the ears. Hands up. Shoulders down. And hands down to the cactus. Bring your hands down to the mat. And push on your back leg to all fours. Very good. Slowly lower your chest all the way down. So you're lying on the mat. Place your hands on the forearms and lift your chest up for a gentle back bend here. And lower all the way down. Bring your hands in line with your shoulders. Curl your toes and push on your all fours. And slowly push into downward dog. And just breathe here. And on the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and step towards your hands into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your left foot back, lower down to the knee. Put your foot flat on the mat. And inhale, bring your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, you can look up. Very good. On the inhale, lean forward. Take your left hand, place it on the mat, and twist to the right. The same thing, you can bring your right hand on your back to deepen the twist. Bring your hand up and switch it with your left hand. Take your left hand up over your head for a twist on your left side. You can also place your hand on the back to deepen the twist. And bring your hands up. Bring your hands to the side and up over your head. Bring your hands in the cactus arms. Lift your shoulders towards your ears. Lift your hands up, shoulders down, hands into cactus. Shoulders up, hands up, shoulders down, hands in cactus. One more time, shoulders up, hands up, shoulders down, cactus arms, and bring your hands to the mat, curl your toes, and bring your right foot to all fours. Lower down all the way to the mat. And this time, walk your hands on the fingertips in front of you. And gently lift up for a gentle back bend. If you want a slightly deeper back bend, you can walk your hands a little bit closer. Just don't overdo it yet, because we're just warming up. We'll have some more back bends later on. And slowly lower down. Bring your hands in line with your shoulders. Curl your toes. Lift up on your knees. And lift up to downward dog. And you may notice that your hips are becoming more open here. Maybe you can reach the mat with your heels and your hips are rising higher. And on the next inhale, look between your hands and walk towards your hands into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. Now we're going to do one full sun salutation A without modifications. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step or hop back into flat back. Lower down into half plank. Inhale, open up your chest into up dog. And exhale, downward dog. In the downward dog, we're going to start playing a little bit with our shoulders. You can send your scapulas together, so your shoulder blades are squeezing together. You're kind of collapsing into your shoulders. And then bring your shoulder blades apart, lifting up on your arms. And let's do it 2 more times. Collapse into your shoulders, squeezing those shoulder blades as close, bringing them as close together as you can. And inhale, lift up. On your arms, spread those shoulder blades apart. You still want to keep the shoulders away from the ears, just really pushing with those arms. And again, collapse into the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades. And push into the shoulders, taking the shoulder blades as far apart as possible. Fantastic job, Amanda. And on the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. And exhale, release, mountain pose. Step your feet about hip distance apart. Place your hands on your waist. And slowly, hinging at the hips, lower down as low as you can. And if it's accessible, hook your fingers around your big toes. If not, you can always use the blocks or hold onto your ankles. And wing your elbows to the side. This really helps to engage the lower back. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. And really enjoying this relaxing pose, stretching our hamstrings and our glutes. Inhale, flat back. And this time take your palms and put them palms up on the mat. And step your feet on your hands. And again, wing your elbows to the side to engage the lower back. And breathe here. Give your hands a little gentle massage here. This is a very nice pose when you feel your wrists are getting tired. And inhale. Come halfway, release your hands. Step your feet slightly out. Keep your hands on the fingertips down and lower your hips down into a squat. And remember, you can always use your blocks for support here. And we're going to do a gentle twist here in our squat. So take your right hand and place it in front of your right foot. And take your left hand and bring it up on the diagonal over the head. Very nice, Amanda. And if anyone wants Want an extra challenge here? There's always an option to bind here around your right knee. Just pay attention to your left knee so it doesn't collapse in. Whatever your variation for today is, just be aware of your left knee. And slowly bring your hands to the prayer position. And we're going to switch sides. So take your left hand, place it in front of your left foot. Take your right hand on the diagonal. And again, this time pay the attention to your right knee so it doesn't collapse in. If you want here, you can bind as well. And slowly bring your right hand back in the prayer position. Place your hand on the fingertips in front of you and lift your hips up. And walk your feet closer into that ragdoll pose. Bring your hands on your waist and slowly rise all the way up to the standing position. Very nice. Beautiful job, Amanda. Step your feet so they're close together. And we are going to do a modified sun salutation B. On the inhale, lower your hips down as if you were sitting in a chair. If you can, sweep your hands on the mat and lift them up over your head to a chair pose. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your right foot back. And place your heel down on the mat. Bring your hands to the side and up into warrior one. Very good. On the inhale, lean forward. Place your right elbow on your left thigh and twist to the left. You can bring your left hand up over your head or place it in a prayer position on top of your right hand. You can keep your gaze on your left elbow. So the leg is strong here. Very nice job, Amanda. And slowly return back to center. Bring your hands up over your head into warrior one. Open up your hips to the long side of the mat and bring your hands in warrior two position. And this time, lean forward on the inhale as far as you can. Place your hand on the inside of the foot and bring your right hand up over your head and on the diagonal, creating the straight line of your back leg. Very good. Slowly rise up to warrior two. Windmill your hands to the mat. Turn your back foot out and step your left foot back into high plank. Lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. This time turn your left foot out, step your right foot between your hands and rise up into warrior one. Inhale, lean forward as far as you can. Take your left elbow, place it on top of your left on top of your right thigh, and bring your right hand up over your head, and you can place it in a prayer position on top of your other hand. And just breathe here. Enjoy the stretch. And come back to the center. Bring your hands up into warrior one. Slowly open up your hips to the long side of the mat. Open up your hands to warrior one. So your gaze is on the right hand. Slowly start leaning forward as far as you can. Place your hand on the inside of your foot and bring your right hand up over your head. And then on the diagonal, creating the straight line with your back leg. Gaze the crease of your elbow or somewhere around that place. And slowly rise up to warrior two. Windmill your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back into high plank. Lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Just breathe here. Return to that ocean breath. Remember to push with your elbows in the downward dog as you are sending your hips up towards the ceiling. And on the next inhale, look between your hands. Bend your knees and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lower down your hips and bring your hands up into a chair pose. Exhale for release mountain pose. Very good. We're going to do it one more time. Inhale, lower down your hips. Bring your hands up to the chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step your left foot back. Turn your heel down and rise up to warrior one. Hands up. Very good. This time, extend your front leg so it's straight. And lean forward as far as you can. Take your left hand down. You can use a block here and twist to the left. Your right hand is up above your head. Or if you find it's a little challenging, you can always place it on your waist. And your knee. Come back to warrior one. Open up your hips to the long side of the mat. Bring your hands into warrior two. Straighten your front leg and lean forward as far as you can. And this time, place your right hand on the mat, or maybe you can hook your fingers around your big toe. Always blocks are an option. And your left hand is up over your head. Your gaze is following your left hand. Your front leg. Bring your hands back up into warrior two. Windmill your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back, lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Turn your right foot out, step your left foot between your hands, and rise up to warrior one. Straighten your front leg, lean forward. Take your left hand, place it on the mat or on the block, and twist to the left. So both legs are straight here and they're very strong. Slowly bend your front knee, lift up to warrior one. open up your hips to the long side of the mat. Bring your hands into warrior two. And slowly start leaning forward. Sorry, extend your front leg and then start leaning forward. And lower as low as you can. Maybe you need a block, maybe you don't. Maybe you can hook your fingers around your big toe. Just find the variation that works for you today. And your right hand is up over your head. Fantastic job, Amanda. Slowly bend your front knee and rise up to warrior two. Windmill your hands to the mat. Step your left foot back. Lower down into half plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. On the next inhale, look between your hands, bend your knees and step or hop into flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lower down your hips, bring your hands up into a chair pose. And exhale, rise up and release mountain pose. Step your feet so they're about 1.5 meters distance from each other, and your feet are parallel to each other. Place your hands on your waist and slowly start hinging at your hips, lower down. And place your hands on the mat. Want here, walk your hands towards your big toes and hook your fingers around your big toes. And just bring your elbows to the side to engage the lower back. And in this pose, pay the attention to your feet and how your weight is distributed in this pose. Because very often we send a lot of weight to our heels, but we want to have that even distribution in our foot. So if you need to, just send that extra weight to the ball of your foot. And slowly release, bring your hands to your waist and come up to the standing position. Interlace your hands behind your back and press the palms together. And on the inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, slowly starting folding forward. Try to send your hands up, pressing those palms together. Beautiful job, Amanda. Really nice. And slowly come back to the standing position. We're going to go down one more time. Place your hands on your waist. And maybe you can step your feet even wider this time. And start lowering down, lowering down. Just notice as you're placing your hands on the mat, if your head is touching the mat. And here I just want people to have an option to go into a headstand. If you're not ready for the headstand today, just enjoy that little support and feel how that head feels and supported just by your hands. Very nice. You may feel at some point that your feet are getting light, and if they do, you can lift them just a little bit. Or if you feel like going into the full headstand, feel free to do that. Very nice, Amanda. find headstands are really a true testament of how strong our shoulders are. Because really our whole shoulders and our forearms really have to work together to make it happen. And slowly come back to the standing position. Bring your hands on your waist and rise all the way up, up. Step your back leg up to the front of the mat. We are going to do a balancing sequence. Bring your hands in a letter T. Just imagine you are an eagle or flying. Lift your leg up, your right leg up, and twist it around your left leg. Can be one twist or a double twist. And then slowly take your right hand and bring it underneath your left arm in a prayer position. And if you can, just sit lower here. Just imagine your ego sitting down to watch what's happening now. Very nice, Amanda. Slowly and twist your hands, bring them up to the side. You're an eagle that noticed something and you're ready to fly. So slowly and twist your leg, bring it to your chest. And with control, extend it back behind you into warrior 3. And the eagle noticed some food in the water. So place your hands on the mat, on the fingertips, and lift your right foot up, up, up into a standing split. And you can bring your hand towards your left knee. And slowly start rising up. Bring your right knee to your chest. Standing up. And this time place your hands on your waist and extend the right leg in front of you, point your toes. And slowly release. We're going to do the same on the other side. Bring your hands, that letter T. Lift your left leg up towards your chest. Slowly twist your left leg around your right leg. As you're slowly sitting down, take your left arm and twist it around your right arm. And maybe you can sit even lower here. Your eagle, watching the town and seeing what's happening. And slowly bring your hands to the side. We're preparing to fly. And as you're rising up, bring your left leg back into warrior 3. Flex your toes. And slowly bring your hands on the mat, on the fingertips, and lift your right leg up into a standing split. And slowly start rising up. Bring your left knee to your chest. With control, bring your hands to your waist and extend the leg in front of you. Point your toes here. Fantastic job. Beautiful balance, Amanda. And with control, release. It was a pretty challenging sequence, but that's the whole purpose, to give us something to work on. We're going to take a vinyasa here. Inhale your hands to the side and up. Prayer position, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step back and stay in the plank. In this plank, we are going to start making waves and engaging our shoulders some more. So from the plank, we're going to go to downward dog by spreading our shoulder blades as far apart as we can. And then bend your knees. Start squeezing your shoulder blades together as you're shifting your weight towards your hands, lowering up your body and lifting up into up dog. Okay, rise up, start spreading your shoulder blades. We're coming up to plank. We're coming up to downward dog, spreading shoulder blades further apart. Bend your knees. Start squeezing your shoulder blades together as you're leaning forward. And coming to up dog. Start spreading your shoulder blades apart, coming to plank. And start to putting them further apart into downward dog. And lower down your knees. Start bringing your shoulder blades together. So you're starting to lean forward and coming to up dog. Shoulder blades squeezing really tight. Coming up to plank, shoulder blades slightly apart. And downward dog, shoulder blades apart. One more time, lower down your knees. Start squeezing your shoulder blades as you are coming to up dog. Down to plank. And downward dog. And return back to the breath. And slowly lean forward to the plank. Lower down to half plank. And hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down, all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands in front of you on the fingertips. And we're going to, on the inhale, we're going to lift up our hands and our knees at the same time. So inhale, lift up your hands, lift up your knees as high as you can, and breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. The next one, interlace your hands behind your back and press your palms together. And on the inhale, lift up your chest, lift up your knees. Come as high as you can, really opening up your chest. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Fantastic job, Amanda, really well done. Slowly walk your hands to the side into letter T. Then you can keep them on the fingertips. And on the inhale, we're going to lift up our hands and our knees. One more time. Inhale, lift up your hands, lift up your knees. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This one, we're going to do a shoulder roll. So keep your hands in the letter T and take your right foot up, bend it at the knee, and slowly start shifting your weight to the left side of the body. And you can start putting your right foot behind you. It might be on the fingertips, on the tippy toes, or it might be flat on the mat. Or if you want a deeper stretch, you can walk your right hand closer to your body and keep it on the fingertips. You should feel a pretty deep stretch in your shoulder here. Fantastic job. And slowly return back to the center. We are going to do the same. Stretching your weight to the right side. Place the left foot behind you. You can walk your left hand on the fingertips for deeper stretch. The center, bring your hands in line with your shoulders and lift up to high plank. Then lower down to your forearms. And bend your knees so they're just hovering over the mat. So we're in a forearm bear pose. So just check that your hips are aligned with your knees and your shoulders are on top of your elbows. We're going to hold it here for a moment. Now the next inhale, lift your bum up into forearm downward dog. Your heels probably are not touching the mat in this pose. Mine are not. And on the exhale, bend your knees so they're hovering over the mat. Inhale, lift your hips up. And exhale, knees hovering over the mat. So you can feel that your elbows are working quite intensively here, working together with your shoulders and really pressing that mat. Inhale, lift your hips up, up, up. And exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. And that's the feeling we really want to feel. Lift your hips up when we're working with our arm balances. And one more time, hips up and down and release all the way down. Come to the child pose. And take a couple of breaths here. And on the next inhale, push yourself up into downward dog. And this time walk your feet closer towards your hands and come to a seated position. Extend your feet in front of you, flex your toes. And we're going to do one more with the interlaced hands. Interlace your fingers, press your palms together. This is really going to help us keep our spine straight as we're folding forward. And with control, on the exhale, fold forward towards your big toes. Because this variation really doesn't allow us to round our back at all. And slowly come back. Release your hands. And this time, bring your hands to the side and leave them on the side on the fingertips. And slowly, on the inhale, lengthen your spine and exhale, fold forward. We're gazing at our big toes here, really trying to come as close to them as possible. And slowly rise up. And for the last one, we're going to bring our hands to the side and up. Lengthen our spine And exhale, fold forward. So you can grab your ankles, your shin, your feet. Maybe you can hook your fingers around your big toes to come closer to the toes. Just remember that feeling that you had in those other two variations where we try to keep our back straight. And slowly release. And come all the way down so you're lying on your back. Bend your knees and bring your hands in a letter T position. And slowly twist your legs to the right side. And if you want here, you can extend your left leg and shift your gaze towards your left hand. One of the things I would like you to pay attention here is that both shoulders are lying on the mat. So sometimes that means maybe we don't go to the full twist, and maybe we need a block for support for our knees. If that's the case, grab the block, support your knees. Just really, we want to feel that stretch in our shoulders. And slowly come back to the center. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So start shifting your legs to the left side. Again, if you need the block, grab the block. Try to keep your shoulders pressed on the mat. And you already shift your gaze towards your right hand. Slowly return back to the center. Keep your knees bent here. And we're going to do some wheel variation. And for this one, I would encourage you to probably most of the people will need some kind of pillow. I tested that, and with the pillow, it's a lot easier. So just prepare for your wheel. So bring your feet about shoulder distance from each other and keeping your feet parallel to each other. And with your hands, grab your ankles. As always, the first variation is to come to the regular bridge pose. So lift your hips up, up, up. Variation number 2 is place your hands underneath your shoulders. Variation number 3, lift up on your head. So here, if you have a pillow, you can lift up on your head and then with your hands, create a tripod pose. So here you really need to push with your elbows. And the pillow really allows you to make this pose more accessible. And if you want, you can always go into a full wheel pose. So lift all the way up, up, up. Very nice, Amanda. And slowly release. We're going to do it 2 more times. Again, position number 1 is the bridge. With your hands, grab your ankles and lift your hips up. Position number 2 is under your shoulders. Position number 3 is lift up on your head. And I would encourage you to create that tripod with your hands and push those elbows towards your pillow or towards your mat if you don't need a pillow. And position number 5 is push all the way up to the wheel pose. And slowly tuck your chin, lower down. And one more time. Bring your hands to your ankles, lift up into a bridge pose. Position number 2, hands under your shoulders. Position number 3, lift up on your head, create that tripod with your hands. And number 4, lift all the way up into a wheel pose. And slowly release. So practicing that tripod when we're on our head is really helping with opening the shoulders. And ultimately, it's going to help you have that nicer wheel when your shoulders are nicely aligned. Very good. Gently bring your knees to your chest. And just rock from side to side, releasing any pressure in your back. If you want, you can roll back and forth, all around. And when you're ready, roll all the way to the seated position. Cross your feet and push yourself so you're sitting on your knees, on your heels. And we're going to do the headstand pose. So that's again, like not everybody has to go into the headstand. You can stop at any stage that you feel that's the good variation for you today. So for this one, grab your opposite elbows and bring your hands down on the mat, very close to your knees. And then open up your hands and create the basket, but interlacing your fingers and put your head in that basket. So we want our head to touch the mat just slightly above the hairline, because as we are going to come up, our head is going to roll a little bit towards the center. So variation number 1 is just to lift up your hips. And you can stay here in this downward dog variation. If it's easy, you can start walking your feet up and back, up and back. Again, if it's easy, you can lift one leg at the time. Let's see how that feels. The next option is you can always bring one leg up and see if you can feel your feet stacking. If they're stacking, you will feel your left leg will be becoming lighter and lighter. And slowly and switch the other leg. Doesn't matter if you go all the way up today or not. And if you feel you got all of those variations, you can lift all the way up into a headstand. You can always stack your knees. And just stay with tucked knees. So whatever variation you're choosing today, keep pressing those elbows down towards the mat. And the headstand will come one day. Very nice, Amanda. Your hips are stacking perfectly. Come to the child pose and take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, just find your way to your back and kick your legs in the opposite corners of the mat and allow your hands to relax, palms up for a final relaxation. You can gently close your eyes and return back to your normal breath. No more controlling. Slowly start wiggling your fingers, your toes. You can draw circles with your ankles and your wrists. Slowly bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a hug. And when you're ready, roll to your one side and gently push yourself up to a seated position. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish. Place your hands on your knees. And we're going to finish our practice with a balanced breath. It's a 4-4 breath through our nose. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Return back to your breath. You can place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your abdomen. And you can repeat after me. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this yoga practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Release your hands. You can bring your hands to the side and inhale them up over your head. Gently gaze up. And exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Thank you very much for joining me today. It was a pleasure having you in my class and sharing the practice with you. And this is the last class from this series. Next week, I'm starting series that's focusing on pelvic floor strength. I'm hoping to see you in the future classes. And the class is officially over now. Thank you.